Hi, I'm Chris from the RAC Technical Department. I'm going to run through some top tips on how to keep your vehicle operational in the current COVID-19 lockdown period. We know people are heavily reliant on their vehicles. They may not be able to work from home, they're key workers. We've seen our battery faults increase up to 50%. So today I'm going to run you through some top tips on to keep that battery operational, hopefully to keep you mobile, to keep the vehicle running smoothly for you. So there's three main reasons why the battery won't start the vehicle. Reason one could be that the battery's old. Batteries, sometimes the manufacturer puts the date on the battery. Batteries up to 4, 5, 6 years old are getting quite old and weak, so that could be the reason that the battery's failed. There's also a combination of short journeys. We know that people are using their vehicles a lot less now since the COVID-19 lockdown, and you're doing short essential journeys. Again, a lot of short journeys will actually drain the battery down because it's not recharging it and recovering that battery. We leave consumers plugged in. A good one is the dash cam. People will plug a dash cam in that's powered up all the time from the battery. Normally when you're using it okay all the time, you're using it for work regularly and you're doing long runs, it's fine. But because of this lockdown period and the combination of the short runs, then this again can drain the battery. So just disconnect all what we would call consumers in the vehicle to make sure there's nothing draining that down. Since the lockdown, many of you had to rely on essential journeys to keep the battery charged up. Unfortunately, just starting the vehicle up and leaving it running, idling, isn't the right thing to do. Sometimes you can take more power out of a battery than you're actually putting in. And also, if it's a petrol engine and you start it and switch it off over a short period of time, you can have some flooding issues with the engine. So we would say you alternate between vehicles. If you've got 2 cars or 3 cars, you could jump into one car to do your essential shopping journey and try losing the older vehicle. So if you've got an older vehicle in your family, then maybe you should use that you should be biased to using that more to keep that battery topped up, because the battery would be older and would need more of a regular drive around. So if you find yourself with a flat battery, you can boost start using good quality jump leads like these. These are available on the RAC shop. I'm not going to show you today how to jump start. If you search RAC jump start into YouTube, there's a full demonstration on how to jump start your vehicle safely. And again, it varies from manufacturer, so it's always worth checking in the handbook. So another good thing, if you're not in a rush for the vehicle and you've got time, is to use a maintenance charger, a battery charger. This brand is fantastic. It charges the battery. It also allows it to maintain the battery, and it goes into a float mode when it's fully charged the battery. Obviously it has to have mains power, so the vehicle has to have somewhere safe where you can connect it to the mains power inside a garage or somewhere at home with an outdoor socket. Just a word of warning, if you're not using the vehicle, fitting a new battery and then not using that vehicle again, the new battery will actually discharge. It can actually damage a new battery by it not being used as well. So it's hugely important, even if the battery is new, the vehicle still has to be used regularly. Otherwise you're just throwing good money away. So hugely important, we check all the tyre pressures. Okay. This one's quite flat actually, it's been stood, this vehicle, and one of the checks you'll be doing apart from the tread is checking the sidewall for any cracks. Vehicles that stand around, sometimes you find that the rubber's cracking. Obviously you'll be checking the tyre tread, but hugely important you check your tyre pressures, and that the information is found on the vehicle's handbook, or it's inside the door shuts, and you know, again, it's once a month check at least to do the tyre pressures. Also, interestingly enough, if you look through the brake, this vehicle here, you can see that the brake disc is very, very rusty. And what's happened there is when the vehicles are left, it's a steel disc, and especially when we've had wet weather, you'll find that you get a lot of pitting and rust. Again, if you drive a vehicle after it's been inactive for a little while, you'll find that you'll get a brushing, a sort of a sound from the wheel. Again, light braking when it's safe and practically to do that. Well, again, shine and clean that brake disc up, but that's really common, especially when we've had some wet weather, that the brake disc rusts of a vehicle with unused time, and you'll find that this corrosion happens very, very quickly. And again, as long as you're prepared for it and just gently clean the brakes up, the noise will go away. So hugely important as well, as we check all the vital fluids, we check the oil level. Again, if the vehicle's been stood for a long period of time, that's a good thing to do to start the engine, to get the oil pressure up and get the engine running. Check the oil level when it's nice on level ground. You've got engine coolant that should only be checked really when it's cold or if the vehicle's been stood overnight. And you've got brake fluids and you've got screen wash. But hugely important that you check these as regularly as you can. It's going to save you an expensive repair. So, thanks for listening. I hope you found some of this information useful. Obviously, it's to self-help fix for you guys out there. But if you do need us, we're only a phone call away. We are complete peace of mind. Please call us if you need us. Thanks for watching. There's more information on the RAC website, everything that I've shown you today in greater detail. And hugely important, stay safe out there, and thank you.